we're going to be reading a passage from the book Number the Stars that we've been reading this unit. And after we read, we're going to be doing a response journal entry about what we read. So as you're reading today, just think about maybe how Anne-Marie might be feeling in this passage. Maybe think about an experience you've had that might relate to what she's feeling. And your response can really be about anything when we finish, just whatever stuck out to you. So I'm going to read this aloud to us, and then we'll get started. Later, once more in her bed, beside the warm cocoon of her sister, Anne-Marie remembered how her father had said 3 years before that he would die to protect the king, that her mother would too. And Anne-Marie, 7 years old, had announced proudly that she also would. Now she was 10, and now she and all the Danes were to be bodyguard for Ellen and Ellen's parents and all of Denmark's Jews. Would she die to protect them truly? Anne-Marie was honest enough to admit, there in the darkness to herself, that she wasn't sure. For a moment she felt frightened, but she pulled the blanket up higher around her neck and relaxed. It was all imaginary anyway, not for real. It was only in fairy tales that people were called upon to be so brave, to die for one another, not in real-life Denmark. Oh, there were the soldiers, that was true, and the courageous resistance leaders who sometimes lost their lives. That was true too. But ordinary people like the Rosens and the Johansons, Anne-Marie admitted to herself, snuggling there in the quiet dark, that she was glad to be an ordinary person who would never be called upon for courage. So you guys can write a response, maybe just how this made you feel, or just any impressions you had from the passage. If you need some ideas, I have a paper here with just some different things that might prompt your writing a little bit, maybe some things you liked, disliked.
Oh, sure. So within dialogue journals, obviously the teacher is writing back to the student his dialogue journal. So this can be implemented once a week. Once a week is an article like it's like a video text week, because it seems like you have to write back to every single student. And it's not just like, oh, like good job. It's you're writing a paragraph to each student in response to what they wrote. So if I was reading Raven's, it says, my name is Raven, I'm 10 years old. My goal is green. I live in the color yellow and green tea with me. So
Maybe take 10 seconds to finish up. I know you might not all be done.
We'll move into a time instead of partner share, since there's only
wow, I really like milk chocolate. That's
we'll
really
just
just
do
chocolate.
a group share.
My
So
favorite
anybody
color
like to
is
share
yellow.
their writing?
All right. Is there anyone that wants to share their response? Doesn't have to be the whole thing.
I'll just share a sentence from it. I'd say after hearing this, I would like to know more about Ellen and her parents.
Yeah, I think it definitely prompts a lot of questions if you haven't read the book.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's a really good book. I would definitely recommend it. Anyone else want to share their response?
I might not be done exactly, but I was just talking about how she was saying that only people with stories actually be celebrated, but that's a new concept for a lot of fourth graders.
Yeah.
And even for us, we only think about like heroes and stories or like super great or even people in the Bible as having something extra special, but they were just ordinary.
Yeah, that's awesome. So yeah, this is just a really good way for students to feel like they can respond to the story, whatever was meaningful to them, without feeling pressured that there's going to be a wrong answer or that the teacher's going to be grading it really harshly. Just an awesome way for them to interact with the text.